It's a common issue that I have with modern Pokémon. Too many Mons are homogeneous and similar, and as a result the lesser ones of the pair is almost always outclassed and goes unused. Not because they're bad, but because a different Pokémon is just better at their one specific job. I want to continue adding changes to the game in order to make Pokémon feel more unique from each other, and I wanted to do this through the form of abilities. Every Pokémon has at least one ability, and they're the things that really make or break a Pokémon. Terrible Pokémon can be made great by their abilities. They can cover bad typing or bad stats, and when given to already broken Pokémon, they become even better. Because of this, I think abilities are a great way to make Pokémon feel different, and I want to change how some abilities work so that different Pokémon can use them better. Illuminate is a really weird ability. It does absolutely nothing in battle, and instead gives you a higher encounter rate in the overworld. It was only while editing the videos that I realised that Illuminate had changed. However, it's basically just a Keen-Eye clone, so I still want to change it to make it more interesting. Every line that gets the ability has a better one to use, so it's first to get a buff. I could see Illuminate working like Sharpness or Strong Jaw, buffing a specific category of moves, and I think it could do this for light-based moves. This isn't a category already defined in the game, so it would include moves that manipulate the light, like Dazzling Gleam, Thunderbolt, Flash Cannon, Signal Beam, and Aurora Beam. I originally thought that this could extend to moves that create darkness, like Shadow Sneak and Dark Pulse. This would essentially include all dark and ghost type moves, so I've changed it to just moves that affect light. A lot of Pokemon would get a lot stronger as they already have stab on these moves, and I could see it being an ability extended out to Pokemon like Ampharos, which, while on the topic, why does Ampharos not already have Illuminate? It's the one Pokemon that has a job to illuminate, and it's so synonymous with the idea of light. Another set of abilities I really want to change are Pickpocket and Klutz, as both are really bad abilities to have. While the idea of stealing the opponent's item is cool, it limits you to having no item on your Mon, and therefore means you have to chance it with whatever the opponent's using. Instead, I think it would be able to work like Knockoff, dealing extra damage and knocking off the item of an opponent if you yourself already have an item on you. It's important that I've only given it a 1.3 times damage boost, as I think any more would make it too broken. Imagine Banded Weavile with Stab Knockoff already boosted getting another band boost. Klutz is also a really situational ability. The only reason you'd ever use it is for Assault Vest shenanigans. I think that Klutz would work way better if it neutralised all items on the field, and could work really good in lower tiers and especially Little Cup, as it means that Eviolites don't work. Some abilities are just complete drawbacks for the Pokemon, with Slow Start, Truant and Defeatist being good examples. A lot of people like to complain about these abilities, saying that they make a Pokemon worse and should be gotten rid of, but that just takes the fun out of the Pokemon. Without Truant, Slacking just becomes another strong Pokemon, as do Regigigas and Archeops with their bad abilities. It completely takes away the point of these Pokemon, that you're meant to play around their drawbacks to unlock their potential. However, in a first for Game Freak, they've actually thought that their fans are a lot smarter than they are, and have made it way too difficult for these mons to overcome their drawbacks, and the abilities definitely need a change. Truant is pretty simple. Make it loaf every 3 turns, therefore Protect can't stall it out. Slow Start 2 is easy to change. Its time now is just 3 turns, and every turn Regigigas increases his stats. Therefore he gets stronger every turn, and by the last turn he's at 100%. Defeatist is the most balanced of the 3 abilities, as Archeops is somewhat good. I think that changing the range to a third rather than a half would make it much more manageable, and I think that the change could be applied at the end of the turn, meaning it can still be used as a strong pivot even after Defeatist. On the other end of the spectrum, Zero to Hero is a broken ability, as it allows you to have the stats of a Slacking at the drawback of having to switch out. This does sound bad, but switching out in singles is one of the best things you can do, so it's not really a drawback. You're always going to be switching anyway. As a result, I think that the ability could work every time you switch, taking you from hero to zero as well, meaning that you have to really think about when you get your Palafin on the field. I can see myself making a follow-up to this video in the future, as I still have a lot more changes to a lot more abilities to make Pokemon stand out.